Are you sick? No, I'm not sick. I just had I think it's because I was laughing so hard at you.
not at me, near me.
Near you.
With you.
Yeah.
Boys,
In
I've got a question.
in the vicinity of, yes.
Have you or would you consider Botox or like a skin treatment for wrinkles?
No.
Botox, no. Skin treatment, oh, well, isn't that the same thing?
That's what we're going down
It's
that
laser
road.
season, and I've got a little constellation over here. I don't know if we could zoom in on
Wait,
it.
a what?
I call it a little
discoloration.
constellation. It's just like, you know what I mean? Like
brown
age spots. I'm 46. Not shy.
You look good for 46.
Doesn't he look? Yeah.
You look really good for 46.
I appreciate that.
Well,
Yeah.
here's why I'm asking. Because I have considered doing something, all right?
Sure.
I've never done the Botox. I'm scared to do the Botox. But the lasers, to Anthony's point about getting lasers,
Yeah.
I've considered that. It's kind of like, it's very pricey. And so I've like, you know, brought the topic up to my husband. Hey, maybe I'll get laser, blah, blah, blah. He's like, who cares if you get wrinkles? Like, we're all gonna get old, like just age gracefully, whatever.
I mean, that's
it's
a fair
it's
point.
gonna happen.
It's personal preference.
Okay.
You know what I mean? With the Botox, here's what I worry about.
Yes. Or the puffiness. The puffiness.
I
Like
worry
when you-
about a misplaced needle
Yeah.
and like the inability to move certain.
Exactly, because that just looks so unsettling. I feel like it looks unsettling when
Yeah.
someone can't make an expression or you can't see
Yeah.
any. I mean, who said it? One of my friends said, if you're not wrinkling, you're not smiling.
Yeah.
Like that kind of thing,
Yeah.
you know, you earn your wrinkle. I like that.
Also, the inability to stop. I mean, oftentimes, you know, you hear someone say, well, you know, I'm just going to do just a little here or a little there, and then, you know, 3-4 years later, it's like, oh, you just kept going.
Right.
It's just
Yeah.
that, you know, and then sometimes you see people and you're just like, what path did you go down that got you there?
But sometimes I think you're thinking of fillers because I think Botox just the muscle doesn't.
Maybe
work.
so.
Which I would so do the muscle thing. Mine is more of like what's in it as well. Like, isn't it something like jellyfish? No. What is it?
I think
Puffer
it's
fish
safe.
poison. It's like
I don't know, but I mean, I've never heard that it's unsafe.
I've heard some things.
Okay.
But I'm not gonna, you know, not certain things. But just research it yourself. But I'm just worried about like, you know, the down the road. So that's why I asked you guys because today we're talking about
Yes.
Laser season.
lasers.
Called laser season now.
I didn't know that.
Yes, it is
Teach
because
us.
the days are shorter, which means we're spending less time in the sun. Which
Sure.
If you do the laser treatment, apparently, if you do that laser treatment, you're going to not want to be in the sun. You don't want to be in the sun anyway, but that's actually just one.
Interesting.
For folks who are like, oh, on the fence about, you know, treating the face, I don't think I've ever talked to a dermatologist who doesn't advise, not just for health reasons, cancer prevention, but the age of your skin to just stay out of the sun when possible.
Which is sad because I want to be outside.
It is.
Well, no, but also, what is that balance between staying out of the sun, but then also you need vitamin D, and you need to get, you know, there's
stuff.
yeah.
I do the
I do that as well. I do it during the winter. We're heading into supplements. I mean, I take vitamins every day.
Good for you.
But I do the vitamin D specifically once it starts getting, you know, into
What
the
kind of vitamins do you
So she's coming up a little later.
over-the-counter stuff.
Like what brand?
Oh, I don't know unless whatever sponsors this show. They're the
I'm just
best.
curious because I've seen those packets that you can buy with vitamins, like through, I don't know, like Bloom or something.
Yeah.
I forget where they like give it to you specifically for you. And I've considered doing something
Yep.
like that. I just haven't talked to someone who's done it and is like, this is my go-to
Yeah.
to give me the right vitamins because
Yeah, I don't know. I just do very basic over-the-counter stuff that
Yeah.
I mean, we're literally sitting on top of a CVS right now, so something
Is it like a
down
That's
there.
high?
Right, we are sitting
Yeah,
on top of
we are on top of a CVS right below us.
I've never thought about it.
Yeah, I mean, I think based on where we are, I think the chips are right there.
Yeah. The
Chips are right there. The vitamins are over there.
self-checkout is right
Over there.
Oh,
Self-checkout's right about there. Yeah.
I love that. Aw, well, fun.
I've been trying to get way better about applying sunscreen because I never used to make it a priority because my skin's a little bit darker. I'm Mexican, so I'm like, oh, I don't need it. But then, yeah, the last few years, I've just noticed a lot of these little age spots coming in, and I'm like, oh, you know what?
I don't know. I think you're rocking the Clooney look.
Thank you,
I think
man.
you got the salt and pepper.
Yeah.
You know.
Getting more and more salt in.
What does that mean, rocking the Clooney look?
Well, Clooney is often considered a perfect example of a man who like is aging well, who like looks good as he's gotten older.
Yeah.
He age, you know, he's Clooney.
I mean, in the 2000s, 2010s, when he was on ER and he started getting more
Dude, he got off ER in the 90s.
Did he really?
Yeah.
Okay. My timeline's a little off, but you're
Because then he was Batman.
always thought of
Yeah.
as, you know,
Yeah.
the Clooney look.
Yeah, the Clooney. The Clooney.
So handsome, but you're not old, Anthony.
Yeah. No, dude, 46 is not old.
36. It's
That's
the new
not
36.
It is.
It's the new 36.
You would never know.
Hey.
Hey, guess what? We get to talk to TMZ now.
Yeah. Oh, poor Michael. I am so sorry.
Michael Babbage, can you hear us?
Babbage. Babcock, come on.
He's never going to come back on this show.
I wish, no, hold on. I wish that was my last name. But anyway.
We're professionals.
Yeah.
Can I change it as a matter of fact? I'm just going by it.
Oh, man.
That's a great
Good to
last
see
name.
you, sir. We got a couple
good
things
to
to
see
talk
you.
about today.
Someone who needs no skin treatment. Look at him.
I know, he looks pretty.
He looks like a filter, like he's just got a filter on it, but that's just what he looks like.
I mean, we can either kick it off by talking about Diddy or Dolly.
Or asking how.
Okay.
Which would you rather?
Let's talk
I'm
about
game for
Dolly.
both.
Dolly, a lady.
Dolly.
This is actually a good update from what we were expecting. Run us through. There's been a little drama in the Parton family here. Run us through. Get us updated on her health situation here.
No, you're not kidding. So I think inadvertently, Dolly Parton's sister, Frida, sent people into a panic this week because she goes to social media and she addresses it to her prayer warriors, is the way she phrased it. And she asked for prayers for her sister, and she references her health. She doesn't say exactly what's wrong or what Dolly might be dealing with, but she just says, please pray for my sister. And when you hear someone asking for prayers for somebody else, I think, oftentimes your mind goes to a bad place and you start to ask yourself, okay, is Dolly Parton really sick here? And is something bad potentially going to happen? So the fans in a tizzy, fans in a panic over that. Then Dolly obviously gets word of this, and Dolly says, look, first of all, thank you to everybody who was thinking of me, but I want to kind of ease anyone's fears who thinks that I am essentially on my deathbed. That's not the case. She says, look, my husband passed away in March, and I did not take care of myself after that. She says, that kind of led me down a path of health problems, but now she says I'm taking care of those things. So she was, as she sends this message to fans, it wasn't just a written kind of deal on social media. She was actually on camera, so you could see her. She even said the date, because I think she was trying to guard against people saying that's an old video or that's not Dolly. So she says it's October 7th or October 8th, whatever the date was that she said. And she says, look, I'm okay. I appreciate the prayers, but, I will be back sometime soon, performing these shows in Vegas. She's got a residency. She did cancel a couple of shows, but again, the plan is to get back out there. Bottom line, I think Dolly Parton's okay.
What about Dolly's sister? Why did
well, I wanted to know, I don't think of Dolly as someone that yells or gets mad, but do you think that Dolly's sister was on the receiving end of an angry or at least a frustrated phone call?
I don't think so, because I think Frida's heart was in the right place here. I don't think she was trying to cause a panic or a stir. I think she understands probably that her sister is dealing with some stuff here, things that we don't know, and obviously that's her prerogative. This is her health, but we don't know. I think again that Dolly is dealing with some medical issues, but it just they might not be as serious as people were led to believe, which is a good thing. So I don't think. I think, if anything, I think there's probably, hey, sis, you got to be careful with your words, because these things could get kind of twisted or taken out of context. So I don't think there was yelling.
And Michael,
it doesn't seem like the yelling type.
You mentioned some of the things that she's had to delay, like a couple of concerts. Did you guys know she was about to be given, or is being given, an honorary Oscar, and she can't go? Isn't that right, Michael?
Oh my gosh.
You know that? I did not know that, but I think it underscores that she is dealing with some stuff right now. So it's probably somewhere in the middle. Frida had people really worried, and then you see Dolly on video and you say, oh, she looks great. She looks perfectly fine. And I am sure that the truth is somewhere probably in the middle.
Right.
So hopefully she can get back out there soon. I know the fans were pretty bummed that she had to cancel the shows in Vegas. Obviously, sometimes you plan trips and you go out with friends and you want to see Dolly Parton. And it's a bummer when you can't do it. But I think, by and large, fans understand she's got to take care of herself, and that's most important.
Didn't we hear that she had kidney stones? Did we not?
I had
get the bottom of
heard.
this?
I don't know if
Kidney
that's
stones?
confirmed, but yeah.
I don't think it's confirmed. I have seen people talk about that too. But I'm not sure it's confirmed. But something like that would not shock me at all.
Yeah.
I Ain't Dead Yet sounds like a great country song.
I ain't dead
Like,
yet.
I really want Dolly Parton to release a single.
Also, Frida sounds like a darling woman.
Oh, she sounds great.
Frida and Dolly. I bet it's just one of those instances where, you know, our parents can get on these social media accounts and just post things without really knowing.
Sometimes, when I look at what my parents are, I'm like,
no, that's not real.
I'm like that all the time with my mom.
You know?
All right, Michael, we also, the last time we checked in with you, actually the last couple times, you've updated us on Diddy's situation. Last time we talked, I think it was the day before the sentencing, and you were saying he could walk free for time served and he could get 10 years.
Right, and they kind of split the difference, right? It's interesting, and I thought that's what the judge might likely do. But so you're exactly right. Diddy was asking for no more than 14 months, and he had already served a little bit over 12 months at that point. So he really wanted out on time served, and if worst case, he wanted to spend, say, another month in jail. So that's not going to happen. But also what the prosecutors wanted is not happening, because they had asked for at least 11 years and 3 months, if not more time. And the judge ultimately says it's 50 months. So it's, 4 years, 2 months. The thing is, though, again, he still gets credit for that time that he has served. So he gets credit for a year. There are also some other, he may get 15% credit for some time he had served. So there are some other things that might lessen the sentence a bit. Ultimately, he probably does about 2.5 years in prison. Now, the question is, where does he serve that time? The place where he has been at for the last year in Brooklyn is a temporary holding facility, essentially. It's not meant for a longer-term sentence. So the question becomes, what prison will Diddy then serve the sentence at? He wants to go to a place called Fort Dix in New Jersey. It's close to New York City. Obviously, it's close to where he has family. They also have a drug program where you can get treatment for any sort of alcohol or drug issues. So that's where he wants to go. And now it seems like the judge is backing that up, because the judge says he should be able to serve time somewhere close, again, so his family can come see him. So I think it's likely going to be this Fort Dix place. And as to the sentence, I think nobody was happy, and that probably means that the judge was fair.
Is this common? Do we know? Is it common practice to allow the person who is going to jail to pick where they're going, or to prison to pick where they're going?
Yeah. It's common that you may have a request. It doesn't mean that you're necessarily going to have it granted. And if there was some reason why it didn't make sense for Diddy to be at this particular facility, I think they're not going to give him what he wanted, right? He's not booking a hotel reservation online. So I think they will try to accommodate if it makes sense. Again, this is for the family in a large, to a large degree here. So I think they will try to accommodate when they can. But obviously, he's a prisoner who has been accused of doing, or not even accused of, who has been convicted of doing really bad things. And, to that end, how comfortable do you really want him to be? So I suppose that's the question. But it does look like the judge is at least willing to give him this.
Michael, correct me if I'm wrong, President Trump has alluded to someone from Diddy's team asking for a pardon. How seriously are we thinking that that's a possibility? Like, do we actually think that might happen, or is that just a thing that President Trump is saying?
Yeah, so I do believe, and not only that, we have actually been told that he has asked for the pardon. It wasn't from Diddy, obviously, directly to Trump. It was from somebody close to Diddy who is very close to Trump. So it happened, and it must have been someone close to Trump, because they got word to him within a day or so that Diddy had asked for the pardon. Does it happen? Look, I'll say this. I think the president has shown that he is willing to forgive people. I mean, his current vice president said some pretty horrible things about him in the past, and he now is the vice president. So with that said, Diddy was not very complimentary of Donald Trump during this past election cycle. And I wonder if that's an obstacle. I do know that obviously the president feels like he had been targeted by the federal government. That's something that Diddy had also claimed or alleged, that he was a target of the federal government, that this was lawfare. So I think that's Diddy's best opportunity here, is to align himself and to get the president to think that, like Diddy, they were both targeted by the government, by the feds, and I think that's the best chance. But if you asked me, do I think it's likely? I would say it's probably not likely, more unlikely than not that it happens. But I don't say that it's impossible. I do think there's a small chance that Trump does.
One more question about Diddy before we let you go. You know, there's been so much speculation about the severity of this crime. He obviously beat the most serious charges, which were the, you know, the racketeering stuff. Okay. Is this sentence, would you characterize it as a win or a loss for Diddy?
I would characterize it as a win. I even listening on Friday, you know, last Friday when it was, I got the feeling that the judge was getting ready to really throw the book at Diddy. And then ultimately, I think 50 months is not that. He even said earlier, he said the federal guidelines indicate that we should give you 6-7 years. And there might even be aggravating factors here that indicate we should do more. And then again, he gets 4 years, 2 months. So I think at the end of the day, I think that Diddy should, no one wants to serve 50 months in prison. I get it. I think that Diddy should probably be really happy and feel fortunate of the sentence he got. And you bring up those charges that he beat, the racketeering charges. Those charges potentially carry life in prison. So there was a situation here where Diddy never got out of prison. He was found not guilty on those charges. He could have faced 20. He did face 20 years here in this situation. Only gets 4 years, 2 months. I consider that a win.
Makes sense. Makes sense. Michael Babcock, thank you as always.
Thanks so much for having me, guys. It was great.
Bye, buddy.
Bye,
bitch. No.
Yeah, right. He's like, I like that name.
Yeah.
Oh, he's giggling.
Yeah.
Hey,
Poor guy. He always
survived he survived middle school and high school with his last. It's part. Love that guy.
Yeah.
Love that
Good
guy.
day.
I love his patience because I always forget that he's got to sit there and listen. Because us at the three of us at the top of this show is you're rolling the dice. You never know what you're going to get. Right. And then I'm always reminded every Thursday, oh no, he had to sit there and listen. Listen to that.
From what I understand, sometimes people enjoy listening to our blabber. I mean, we just.
Yeah, I mean, I do.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I like it.
We do. The three of us.
You know what?
We love hearing our show.
My mom watches this show every day. Even when I'm not on it, she watches. She's watching right now.
From the great.
From Tejas,
Texas?
the greatest country in the world.
Oh, you know, our parents.
Yeah.
We got
The
those.
Lone
Wait,
State.
your mom watches?
Of course.
Ah.
Well, that's 2 out of 3. I'm not even sure my parents know about it.
Yeah.
What?
They know.
Of course they do.
Papa Ponce doesn't watch?
I mean, when you start approaching 50, I think the whole novelty wears off.
I don't know. I've been doing this a long time. My mom's still.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. I'm happy for you guys.
Yeah.
You're watching. He's gonna text you.
Must be great to have parental support.
Get my dad.
Fun.
Actually, some of our viewers might even know my dad. I'm hoping to get him back on the show to tell.
Oh, I love when your dad came in.
Gardening story that he has.
Yeah.
Gardening story and wild don't really always go, but
With the
trust me.
invasive species.
The invasive species and the hidden map or the hidden plans that he found from a famous landscape architect. And
What?
There's a whole thing.
Oh yeah.
There's a whole thing, Jake.
What?
It's gonna blow your mind.
Yo, I love your dad. I have so much respect. I get like, you know, you think of the celebrities that I'm around on a daily basis that I don't get nervous around. I get nervous around your dad. I get big time nervous around your dad.
Aw,
Big time.
Sweetie.
Oh man.
I think the last time he walked by me, because I'm not sure your dad has any idea who I am, but he walked by me one time. I was like, Mr. Ponce, it's good to see you. Thank you for coming in studio. Yeah. I was mad.
Hilarious.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. He will be very amused to hear that. Palms sweaty around Phil Ponce.
Knees weak, arms are heavy.
Yes.
Right? Right? You know what I'm talking about?
Sure.
Mom's spaghetti.
Indeed.
Yes.
All right, when we come back, this is a play. I've seen it. Jake's seen it a couple times. Have you seen Book of Mormon?
No.
I feel like you're too sweet. You're too sweet and innocent for Book of Mormon.
Oh.
Is it the same team behind South Park that did this?
Well, so it's one of the guys from Avenue Q, if you've ever seen that, and then one of the guys from Avenue Q teamed up with Trey Parker and Matt Stone from South Park, and then they come.
It's absolutely hysterical. The music's amazing, and we have one of the stars of the show. It's returning to Chicago. CIBC Theater limited 1 week engagement.
Oh, it's so good.
In a week from less than a week from now, a little run here in Chicago. So we're going to be speaking with one of the stars when we come back via Zoom. So stay with us.
Lately, my
Welcome back to Chicago Now. If you want to believe that a great musical is coming back to Chicago, Believe is the name of one of the songs.
Got it, yes.
That was a tie-in. You look no further than the CIBC Theater, because Book of Mormon is back October 14th through the 19th. Since it opened back in 2011, if you didn't know, it went on to become pretty instantly a Broadway classic, one of the most acclaimed, popular, talked about, controversial musicals in theater history. Won 9 Tony Awards, Best Musical. It won the Grammy for Best Musical Theater Album, 5 Drama Desk. There's a whole list of awards that it won because it's brilliant. And it's one of the great talents from a show that I love called Avenue Q, combining with Trey Parker and Matt Stone, who are the 2 lead guys behind South Park. And from that, you get what you get, which is one of the most topical, hilarious, controversial, but also heartfelt musicals of all time. And we are honored to be joined by the General himself, Shafiq Hicks. Mr. Hicks, man, if you know the show, you know the role of the General, and you have a hell of a role in this show, man.
I do. First of all, thank you for having me. I'm honored to be here. Yeah, my role, I guess I technically play the villain. He has a redemption arc at the end, but you'll have to see the show to figure out what that is. But yeah, definitely the villain. He's a general of this, village or multiple village surrounding this particular one. He thinks he has all the power and wreaks havoc low-key, but at the end he gets a little bit of redemption, I think.
Okay, so I've never seen the Book of Mormon. Can you tell me, as someone who has never seen it, what it's about and what is so controversial about this play without giving it away?
All I can say is there are 2 Mormons who are stationed for their mission in Uganda, and hilarity, comedy, fun unfolds while they're navigating this new section of their life. It's definitely a show about friendship. It's definitely a show about community building and coming together and bringing together our differences, and also seeing how we can relate to one another as well.
I remember, I've seen the show a couple of times now, and we mentioned it premiered in 2011, so it's been out for almost a decade and a half. But I saw it not too long ago, and there's a pretty controversial song within the first 20 minutes of the show, and the woman in front of me started clutching her pearls, like she was shocked that this was happening, and I was sort of like, lady, it's been out for 15 years. Like, you really should. Do you find that audiences are surprised at some of the things that are on the more shocking end of this musical? Because I feel like at this point, if you're surprised, it just means you didn't do your homework.
I feel like as long as the show has been out, that's probably, even still, that still shows how many people haven't seen it.
Sure.
So many people still are just in full-blown shock at what this is. Even a little research, just knowing the comedy of South Park and knowing the comedy of, like you said, Avenue Q, will definitely give you a perspective, at least, on how this show may turn out. So I would say maybe catch up on your South Park.
That's a good gauge. That's a very good gauge.
Shafiq, let's talk a little bit about your background. How did you get involved in this production? Where has this production taken you? I understand this is a pretty short stop here in Chicago.
I know, which I personally hate because I love Chicago. I was on tour with Rent a few years ago when it was in Chicago.
Oh, wow.
And every time we stopped by, I was just like, oh, wow, this is a good city. But with Book of Mormon, it's funny, I had auditioned for it before, and they went with someone else, which I was like, okay, sure, whatever. And then my time finally came. I came in for another audition, and they were like, hey, we want you. And I've now been on the tour since probably July of this year. I had my first rehearsals in May, and then July we started on the road, and here we are now.
Shafiq, I want to know, because you're in a musical, and I've always wanted to talk to someone in a musical, because it just seems like such a challenge. The dancing, the singing, what is your day-to-day like? Do you guys practice for hours on end every day? I could imagine.
Maybe not every day. We don't practice every single day, but there are certain rehearsals that we have to be a part of. There are certain meetings that we have to kind of just talk about. I know we're about to transition to someone new in the cast, so I don't want to give away too much, but that's going to be a couple of rehearsals. And it's just about, maintaining your individual health. So making sure you're eating well, making sure you're exercising, making sure you're stretching, and making sure your body is warm, your voice is warm, and all of the good things to make sure that you are prepared for either the 1 or the 2 shows that you'll be doing that day.
So you sometimes do 2 shows. One of the things that I've always been fascinated by with live theater, especially with these tour shows, is will you talk about like the fatigue factor that goes into this and how you are able to bring energy? Because like everyone in the audience, when they're watching it, they're like, this is the most special performance that this cast.
They're doing it for me.
They're doing it for me.
Just for me.
I mean, I've never gone to a live show where I don't feel that, where they're just so into it. And I just wonder, from your point of view, how do you rise to the occasion night after night and sometimes multiple times a day over the course of months?
I feel like it's exactly that. It's the fact that people are coming to the show and thinking it's their own personal show. And also, number 2, just the love of what I do. I truly am a musical theater nerd. So to be in this musical, to be doing this and pursuing this type of career is definitely just a dream come true. And to be doing it on this level is obviously a dream come true as well. So it's a combination of those 2. Yes, there is tired. Yes, there's fatigue. Yes, there are bus days, and we're on flights. And sometimes we do shows 1 night in the city or 2 nights in the city sometimes even. But yeah, it's truly the love of the art. And also those like beaming, smiling, laughing faces that you see when you look out into the audience. It's like, oh, wow, that's what I do it for. That's my why.
You mentioned you're a musical theater nerd. I have a question that I love asking performers in musicals. There's no right or wrong answer, but I always just love getting people's perspectives. Do characters in musicals know that they're singing and dancing? Is it a thing that they are actively doing in their world, or is it more of an internal representation of what's going on inside of them?
Ooh, that's a good question. I feel like it's both. So it's like, you spend all this time preparing. You must practice to show thyself approved and, study to show thyself approved. So, you do all these dance classes and you do these acting lessons and you do these singing voice lessons. So it's partly preparation, so it is partly internal. And then externally, you are just telling a story. At the end of the day, you are just contributing to the narrative of what is being put on stage. So to a degree, you're not really supposed to know or realize that you're dancing, and that's a beauty of musical theater. When people slip into a song or when people slip into a duet dance with someone, it's supposed to feel natural. So for that question, I think it's both. I think it's individual, but also like to a degree, like you do know that you're dancing, like, don't trip on yourself or anything like that, don't crack. But it's also just make sure you're telling the story first. That's the most important thing.
I love that.
Okay, Shafiq, you are obviously passionate. You said you are yourself. What's next for you? Do you have any big plays that you want to do next?
There's some things I have in mind. One of my favorite shows just came back to Broadway, Ragtime. I know Dreamgirls is going back to Broadway as well.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's really exciting. So definitely just like seeing what's out there for me. But I'm very much I do obviously plan, but in this career, planning is kind of, you got to take it with a grain of salt sometimes because you never know like what your next gig is. So I'm just coasting on this for now. I mean, I did just start in July, and we have basically the whole top of 2026 and the rest of this year to go. So
stop pressuring him, Caitlin.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Well, I have a quick question. Shafiq, tell me, I don't know if this is still the case, but in the times that I've seen Book of Mormon, on the back of the playbill is an ad for the Mormon Church. And it says something along the lines of, now that you've seen the play, read the book. Which I always thought was a really fun sort of little joke by the Mormon Church, especially considering there are so many jokes about the Mormon Church in this musical. And the fact that they kind of just sort of went, okay, we get it, but you know what, we're also going to promote ourselves. One, Shafiq, is that still the case? Do you guys still have that ad on the back of the playbill? And do you guys, do you ever get reactions from people within the church that have anything to say about the show?
I believe those ads are still on the back of the playbill. I will have to check to make sure. But number 2, awkwardly enough, the Mormons love this. A lot of Mormons love this show. Like they come see it. They absolutely support it. Like they're behind us. So
that's great.
I mean, yeah, of course there are like jokes, but it's as aside from the jokes, they are telling like, you know, real things that are in, you know, the actual Book of Mormon.
Sure.
And what better way to like make sure you are educated, even if you're not Mormon or anything, what better way to educate yourself on what they were just talking about than like maybe pick it up and like read a few passages.
Yeah,
totally.
Yeah.
Because all the young members, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't know a lot about the Church of Latter-day Saints, but all the, like I've seen pairs of young men out and about in the streets. They're always partnered up all across the country, spreading the word, right?
Because in the show, they want to go to Orlando.
They want to go to Orlando, and they end up...
and they end up in Uganda?
Yep.
Yeah. But
I feel like I've
wants
met
to go to Orlando.
That got sent down to South America.
Yeah.
And, I mean, they go all over the world.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like it's still like the fastest growing major religion.
Oh.
Yeah.
I need to watch this play.
Yes. All right. This is super exciting. You can catch Shafiq Hicks in the role of the general at Chicago's CIBC Theater from October 14th to 19th. Shafiq, thank you so much for joining us here. Break a leg.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Bye, buddy.
Bye.
It's such a good show. You guys have to. It's
Caitlin, you got to get on there.
Yeah, I would want to sit next to you because you're just so sweet and innocent. And there are some songs that I would just want to just get your reaction. I would just be watching you to see how you're reacting.
When you were talking about, what was the controversy about it?
Oh, which one?
The one where the lady was clutching her pearls.
I can't
disclose.
Listen, I'm trying not to get fired, so I'm not gonna say what the thing they say in the song. It's
the theme of the song. All right.
Stop laughing. Listen, it's a controversial musical that focuses on religion. That just screams things to not say on.
I got it.
On
Listen.
linear television.
Yeah.
If we were still streaming,
then you could.
Then we'd say it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll tell you in the
Take it up
commercial
after
break.
the show.
Yeah, I'll tell you in the commercial break.
We got a couple great segments coming up after we take a short break. First of all, as we mentioned off the top, it is laser season. And second up, we are joined here in studio by an incredible athlete with an incredible accomplishment, a mother.
Unreal.
I can't remember if she got 2 or 3 kids, but
we'll
she
get
has
to the bottom of that.
100 marathons under her belt. 100 marathons on the resume. That is an unbelievable.
You know, the concept of the marathon's always been a trip.
One marathon.
Remember the length, the 26.2 miles. It came from a guy having to deliver a message, and then he got to the end and died.
Yes, and died. That's
and so then imagine doing that, and then for the rest of time, people show that they can do it without dying.
What is that story?
That's where marathon came from.
Yeah.
That's why it's 26.2 miles. That's because he had to deliver like a message of war, right?
Exactly.
He had to deliver a message of war. He had to run 26.2 miles to marathon, and when he got to the end and delivered the message, he collapsed and died. And so to celebrate, we do it and show that we can do it without dying.
And some people do it 100 times.
Wow.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Those stories and more coming up right after this.
That's what you learn on Chicago Now.
Wow.
Now.
about the origin of marathons. Didn't know that. And I also didn't know, which you might not either, that there is such thing as laser season. So
How did you not know that, Caitlin?
Did you?
Who doesn't?
Broadcaster, come on.
Yeah, come on.
Laser season. Okay, so we're talking about it not only for cosmetic reasons, but also because it may help prevent skin cancer. So we're going to dive deep into what lasers are, what they're going to do to your face. If you're interested in lasers, who would be a good candidate to get laser treatment done. So, and why fall and winter is the time to do it. So joining us is Mary Dick. You're the MD dermatologist at Rush University Medical Center. Thanks for joining us.
Of course. I'm very
Well, your skin is perfect. Do you get lasers done?
I do get lasers. I get lasers twice a year, and now is really the perfect time to do it because, as you mentioned, it's called laser season. So the truth is we do lasers year-round with the proper sun protection and skin preparation, but these fall and winter months are really the perfect time to do lasers because it's after summer vacation. Just by nature, especially being in Chicago, you're not in the sun as much. It's easier to protect yourself. You might have a little bit more downtime. And as a plus, you get your skin glowing for the holidays. So this is a fantastic time to start to do your laser, and that's why we call it laser season.
I'm going to admit to being a little self-conscious sitting next to you because I'm going to call you out for what you just did during the commercial break, which is got in her face and was like, look, you see it? And she said,
showed her my little constellation.
and she said the most horrifying thing, which is, yeah, I see it. I definitely see what you're talking about. So I feel like I want to like scoot my chair because I don't want you to like look at
too
yeah.
close.
How often does that how often do you get people in your face going, look at this thing? Like
all the time. I feel like every party and social gathering, it ends with, so I have this mole.
oh,
The guys are like,
Yeah, it happens all the time, but, you know, we love to talk about it, so.
oh my, it's a family.
all right, so, okay, I want to talk, obviously, you know how vain I am, so I want to talk
You
about.
look good. Tell me,
I want to talk about
great. He's
phenomenal.
46. He looks great.
I want to get to that in a second, all the cosmetic stuff. But there's health benefits. I actually did not know this. Okay, run us through why it can be
lasers in
advantageous.
general, they not only help the cosmetic side of your skin, but they help your skin quality and your skin health. And so there was a study that a lot of us talk about that was put out by Harvard in 2022, and they looked at patients who had a prior history of skin cancer, of basal cell and squamous cell skin cancer. And they looked at a population at who had received a resurfacing laser procedure and who did not. And both groups had a history of skin cancer, and those that had undergone the laser procedure actually had a decreased rate of skin cancer formation in the future, which is amazing. So it really helps your overall, skin health in addition to the cosmetic benefit.
Is it just on the face, or are these folks that is it actually done on other parts of the body?
We do it in other parts of the body. We do lasers. You can pretty much do it head to toe because we do lasers for both cosmetic and medical reasons all day, every day. But the study at least was just on the face.
Okay.
Okay, so I've got a question because I'm in my mid-30s now, so I thought maybe I should go get looked at or figure out if I should be doing facials or something.
Yeah.
Okay, so I went to this med spa, and they recommended something called Moxie, or the laser treatment.
Sure.
But I'm scared because I've got sensitive skin. So someone who's watching, maybe they've never had anything done because they've got sensitive skin and worried about a reaction, and then on top of that, is it painful, and what is the recovery like?
Sure.
Can you talk
so
to
lots
those?
of questions.
Lots of things.
Lots of questions. So in terms of which laser is best for you, that really depends on your skin type, and that's kind of a discussion you have to have with your dermatologist or whoever is doing your laser procedure, because they'll be able to best advise you with what lasers they have and they know really well and what's best for you by looking at you. But every laser is kind of tunable, so you can do a more aggressive treatment or a less aggressive treatment. And you might want to start with the less aggressive one if you have sensitive skin or really reactive skin. In terms of downtime, for lasers that don't break the skin barrier, so lasers that don't have any wound care involved, which is most of them, the downtime is about 2 to 7 days of what we call social downtime. Do you guys know what I mean for, say, social downtime?
Don't go to a party with that on your face, or what?
Pretty much. So, you don't want to plan a big social event during this time. You can still go back to work immediately after the laser is done. You can go on a walk, you can go to the grocery store, you can live your life. There's no big changes you have to make, but you might not look your best. You might be a little bit red or swollen or flaky, so you might want to avoid the big social events during that time, but you can still live your life. So downtime for most lasers in general, 2 to 7 days.
What if you are a working broadcaster that has to go on the air every day?
In a hypothetical, we're just talking hypothetically, really.
For a friend, should I just go on the air, but knowing that, hey, I'm going to be a little puffy on the air?
I mean, it might be a good thing to kind of showcase, but you know, for you, maybe you'd want to do it on a Thursday.
Okay.
And by Monday, by Monday you might look a little bit back to normal.
You're going to be all crusty.
Can you run? We're going to do this, actually. I'm going to ask Maggie to set for my birthday, which is coming 47.
Yes.
Hey.
47. Let me ask you this, though. What is medically going on with the laser itself? You mentioned there are different degrees of it, but what is it actually doing to the skin?
That's a great question. So there's lasers for many different conditions, and how lasers work in general is they're targeting different structures in the skin. So there's lasers that target the blood within vessels to target like the red veins and vessels we have around our nose or on our legs.
Right.
There's lasers that target pigment, and that's how we treat sunspots.
Which
or
would
how
be
exactly
these are
Oh, we
sunspots,
got to wrap it up.
or how we treat.
Sorry,
No
we've
problem.
got some breaking news.
There is breaking news we're hearing in our ear right now, so we do have to take a quick break, and we'll catch up on some national breaking news. But
we will.
with Dr. Dick in just a moment. So we'll be right back.
Get an 11. This is a special report from Fox 32 Chicago.
We do have some breaking news to get to, so on that note, we are sending things back downstairs to Tia Ewing and Paris Schutz.
Well, thank you so much, Anthony. Yes, we are waiting on a decision. A hearing is set to get underway at Dirksen Federal Courthouse. We know that Judge April Perry will make a decision ultimately on this National Guard deployment here in the state of Illinois. If it's legal, what will happen moving forward. But it's really interesting because we were just talking, Paris, this is Paris Schutz, of course, our political reporter. We've been talking about the fact that the National Guard was already deployed. They've already been seen overnight at the ICE facility in Broadview.
Yeah, and we're taking a look at the live look at the bullpen there at the Dirksen Federal Building in the lobby as that court hearing is about to be underway. But yeah, Judge April Perry, federal judge, is set to rule on the legality of deploying the National Guard. And she had requested in the initial hearing on Monday that the government wait to deploy until she made her ruling today. But now we know that they were deployed. They were stationed at that Army base in Elwood near Joliet. And then we know the reports, and we're going to get to Gabby out in Broadview, that they were deployed to Broadview to help protect that ICE detention facility. So all eyes on Dirksen Federal Building. There are a lot of folks that joined in this lawsuit. So Chicago, Illinois, suing the federal government to stop the deployment. But then we had 9 former military secretaries, Secretary of the Navy, Secretary of the Army, admirals, generals sign a letter joining this lawsuit saying this is not what the military is supposed to be doing. Also, Cook County State's Attorney Eileen O'Neill Burke joining the lawsuit too, saying it will actually, in her mind, hurt public safety efforts, not help them, and hurt the economy, as you take a look at some of the shots of National Guard and service members that have been called up to guard the facility.
And also interesting, California kind of providing support on a legal basis to that lawsuit filed by Illinois.
Right, other states and other, right, correct.
Right, so it'll be interesting to see what plays out in that courtroom today. Of course, we do have Anita Blanton on the ground there. She will be joining us to tell us what's actually unfolding inside that courtroom. But first, we want to go to our reporter who's been out there since this morning, Gabriella Primus. She is live in Broadview right now at the ICE facility where the National Guard was spotted overnight. We have some video of that as well. Gabby, what can you tell us has happened out there since you've been there this morning?
Well, I can say to you that, yes, the National Guard is here. Hey, it's been quiet so far this morning. We've been here since before daybreak. 9 o'clock is when the designated protesting hours start, so you'll see just a handful of protesters behind us. But we've been trying to look behind the fence here at the ICE